Seja muito bem-vindo de volta ao nosso canal. Hoje temos mais uma história incrível para você treinar o seu inglês de forma divertida e eficaz. Se você quer melhorar o seu ouvido e a sua fala, está no lugar certo. Preparamos um material especial que você pode baixar com o texto, tradução, vocabulário e frases de exemplo. O link está aqui na descrição do vídeo. Agora, sem mais enrolação, vamos começar o texto de hoje. Vamos lá.
My first love. My name is Emily. I was 15 when I met Jake. He was the new student at my school. He had dark brown hair and green eyes. He was friendly and charming. I liked him from the moment I saw him. One afternoon I noticed him sitting alone. I walked up to him and said, "Hi, my name is Emily. Do you mind if I join you?" He smiled warmly and said, "Of course." We talked for hours and quickly became friends. Jake and I started spending a lot of time together. We walked home from school, studied together, and shared our dreams. We laughed often. I felt truly happy when I was with him. One evening, Jake invited me to the movies. I was thrilled and immediately said yes. We watched a comedy, ate popcorn, and laughed the entire time. Afterward, we strolled through the park. He held my hand. My heart raced with excitement. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about Jake. I wanted to tell him how I felt, but I was afraid. I didn't know if he felt the same way. A few weeks later, Jake and I sat by the lake. The sky was bright, and the birds were singing. He looked at me and said, "Emily, I have something to tell you." My hands trembled. Jake took a deep breath and said, "I really like you, Emily." My heart soared. I smiled and said, "I like you too, Jake." We laughed, feeling overjoyed. That day, Jake became my boyfriend. We were inseparable. We spent all our time together, going to the park, watching movies, studying, and dreaming about the future. We made each other smile. We made each other happy. Jake was always kind. He listened to me. He supported me. He made me feel special. I loved him deeply. One day we had a silly argument. I don't even remember what it was about, but we both got upset. We said things we didn't mean. I felt awful and cried. Later, Jake came to me and said, "I'm sorry, Emily. I never meant to hurt you." I said, "I'm sorry too, Jake." We hugged and promised to always talk things through and avoid fighting. We shared so many beautiful moments. We went on picnics, walked along the beach, watched the stars, and talked about our dreams. We were truly happy. On my birthday, Jake gave me a necklace. It was a heart-shaped locket with a picture of us inside. He said, "This is to remind you that I will always love you." I cried happy tears. I loved Jake so much. One day, Jake told me his family had to move to another city. I was heartbroken. I cried and he held me close. "I will always love you, Emily," he whispered. "We'll stay in touch. We'll see each other again." We spent our last days together, revisiting all our favorite places. We laughed. We cried. We cherished every moment. On the day he left, I gave him a picture of us. This is so you'll remember that I'll always love you too. We wrote letters and talked on the phone. We shared stories about our days and dreams. We missed each other terribly. I missed his smile, his laugh, everything about him. But we promised to stay strong and wait for each other. Over time, the letters became less frequent. The calls grew shorter. Life got busier. I made new friends, and so did Jake. We still cared for each other, but it was becoming difficult. One day Jake called, "Emily, we need to talk." My heart sank. I knew what was coming. "I love you, but we are drifting apart. I think we should let go." I cried all night, heartbroken. But deep down, I knew he was right. We had to move forward. At first, it was painful. I missed Jake every day, but I had to keep going. I focused on school, spent time with friends, and did things that made me happy. I kept the necklace he gave me. I saved his letters. They reminded me of the love we shared and the beautiful moments we had. Years passed. I went to college. I met new friends. I fell in love again. But I never forgot Jake. He was my first love, and he would always hold a special place in my heart. One day I received a letter from him. "Dear Emily, I hope you're doing well. Thank you for the wonderful memories. You will always be my first love. I will always cherish our time together. Take care. Love, Jake." I smiled as I read it. It warmed my heart to know he still remembered our love. Though we weren't together anymore, he would always be a part of me. Our love was special. It was pure. It was my first love. From my time with Jake, I learned what it means to love and to be loved. Love is not always easy, but it is always worth it. He will always be in my heart. I will always cherish our moments together. My first love will forever be a beautiful memory. Life moves forward. We meet new people. We have new experiences. But our first love always stays with us. It shapes us. It teaches us. It helps define who we are. I am grateful for my first love. I am grateful for Jake. He made me laugh. He made me feel special. I will always treasure our time together. From my first love, I learned to be patient. I learned to be kind. I learned to be strong. I learned to love with all my heart. Love is a beautiful thing. It brings joy. It brings sorrow. It makes us feel alive. My first love taught me that love is the most important thing in life. Even though Jake and I are no longer together, my heart remembers our love. My heart remembers the laughter, the tears, the moments we shared. My heart remembers everything. I will always love Jake. He will always be my first love. He will always have a place in my heart. My first love will always be a beautiful memory.
E assim chegamos ao final do texto de hoje. Espero que você tenha aprendido bastante. E se quiser reforçar o aprendizado, não se esqueça de ouvir o texto novamente, agora com a tradução em mãos e depois mais uma vez sem a tradução. Isso vai fazer toda a diferença no seu progresso. E agora, eu tenho um convite especial para você que está se preparando para uma viagem internacional e sente aquele frio na barriga só de pensar na entrevista com o oficial da imigração, ou em como se virar fora do seu país. Ou talvez você queira destravar seu inglês para situações do dia a dia. Se esse é o seu caso, temos a solução perfeita para você. Conheça o nosso e-book Inglês para Viajantes Desesperados. Ele foi criado especialmente para ajudar pessoas como você a se sentirem mais confiantes e preparadas para se comunicar no exterior. Não perca tempo. Assista ao vídeo explicativo agora e descubra como ele pode te ajudar a falar inglês com mais segurança em qualquer situação.
Que viajar ao redor do mundo é o sonho de muitas pessoas, isso todo mundo sabe, não é mesmo? Mas, infelizmente, a maioria das pessoas não se sente confiante para sair do próprio país, devido a não saber falar inglês. Isso, na verdade, é totalmente compreensível, pois ninguém gosta de se encontrar numa situação desconfortável, principalmente em um país onde você não conseguiria se comunicar com outras pessoas e resolver problemas básicos como comer, por exemplo. E se você pudesse aprender a se virar em situações de viagem, desde situações no aeroporto, como passar pela imigração, fazer seu check-in no hotel ou até mesmo pedir direções na rua? Isso te deixaria mais tranquilo? Essa é a proposta do e-book Inglês para Viajantes Desesperados. Com ele, você vai aprender a se virar nos mais diversos tipos de situações de viagem, tornando sua viagem a melhor e mais tranquila de todas. Então, eu espero que você goste muito desse e-book que foi feito com muito carinho para você, que só de pensar em fazer uma viagem internacional já fica desesperado.